What is that? Morning. Welcome to meditation. It is Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Let's give everyone a couple minutes to come on. And if you're watching video, skip ahead 2 minutes and we'll start the meditation then. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining this morning. Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, 10:02, Thursday, July 29th. Thank you for joining for the meditation this morning. Grateful to have you here. Just been feeling a lot of peace lately and feeling like I am able to share that peace in the meditation. So I hope you feel what I'm feeling. It's rather nice and just feeling grateful. So, with that said, let's let go of all of our agendas, all of our intentions of how this meditation is supposed to go. And we're going to just give this all over to God or whatever that higher source is for you, and just allow everything to flow exactly the way it needs to. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for surrendering into this moment, into this meditation. Let's meditate. So, just allowing your body to completely relax into whatever you're sitting or lying on, and allowing that to support you physically, but also allowing that higher source. I'm going to say God, just allowing God to just completely support you as well, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so that you're able to just surrender into, sink into this present moment. What does that mean? It means, at least for this meditation, just to let go of all the past, whatever has happened or whatever you're worried about might happen. I'm inviting you just to let all of that go for right now. Just let it go. You don't need to carry it into this meditation. You don't need to carry it in life, actually, but you're welcome to pick it up, of course, after the meditation. But for right now, let's just empty out so fully and so completely that only peace remains. Can we do that? Would you be willing, or would you want to experience that? Just to be so fully empty that only peace remains. Because when we return home to the truth of who we are, that's all that is there. All the stories and beliefs that would have you believe that life and the world needs to be different than what it is in order to be happy, that's a trap and an illusion. And you don't have to believe me on that. You don't have to believe one single thing that I share. Nothing. I'm just inviting you to explore with me so that you can empty out so fully and completely that you can see for yourself that peace is possible right now in this present moment and in every present moment. without exception. No matter what's going on outside of you, you still have a choice to be at peace and connected with the truth of who you are within yourself. In a way, you can't even say that it's within yourself because, first of all, just to be clear, when we say within, it's not a physical within because you, the truth of who you are, has nothing to do with your body itself. If it did, then you certainly could not be an eternal being, right? Because the body will someday come to an end, the mind will come to an end. All your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, they all come and go. Your five senses, you experience those, they come and go. Everything comes and goes except for what? What doesn't come and go? What remains beyond the coming and the going? That's the place that I want to walk you home to right now. If you'll just allow me to offer some things to you that you can explore with, and then have that awareness for yourself. And I want to ask you, how do you even know that you exist? How do you know that you exist? And there's something, a consciousness, an awareness that says, I know I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right now. That conscious awareness doesn't require any intelligence. It doesn't require that you have needed to read 1,000 books or 10,000 books or even one single book to recognize that you exist. And is that conscious awareness, that recognition that you exist, that doesn't require any knowledge, it doesn't require any intelligence to know that that is true. Even a baby can do that. Even a baby can do that without having learned anything in the world. What is that? And it's that same conscious awareness that recognizes when a thought comes in. You might have a thought right now like, wonder where this meditation is going. Oh, I hope I get something out of this meditation. I wonder what he'll say next. Is there something else that will happen in order for me to awaken to the truth of who I am? Those are all thoughts. And the waiting for something to happen actually keeps you locked into the future. When this happens, then I can be at peace. Then I can be at home and in the truth of who I am. But I'm inviting you to let go of all of that. The one who is conscious and aware of all those thoughts, all those beliefs, all those stories, all that conditioning, all the self images as to who you think you are. I'm inviting you to let go of all of that just for this meditation. Just for this meditation. And I'm inviting you for sure to let go of all the past, all the beliefs and stories that you've accumulated over the years that says, this is who I am. And how do I know that's not who you are? Because the truth of who you are is beyond any labels or concepts and is a pure emptiness, a nothingness. And it is that conscious awareness that recognizes that you exist, that is able to also recognize the stories, the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, the experiences, the body, the mind. Again, all those things that come and go. Who is it that is able to be a witness, a conscious witness to all those things that come and go? And the mind gets tricky, right? The mind will say things like, I know who I am. I don't need somebody coaching me on this. I'm inviting you to let that story go just for right now. Just for right now. And the mind will try to convince you that you're all sorts of things. And the mind will try to convince you that you're somebody and that you're worthy. You're worthy of love. I'm inviting you to let that story go. Why? Because who you are doesn't depend on the stories and beliefs whether you're worthy or not. If you look at unconditional love means that it's a love that doesn't require you to do anything or have done anything. It doesn't matter what you have ever done or what you will ever do. You are still loved and you are still love itself. But the mind says, no, 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 no. You need to save the world. You need to do all these good things. You need to be famous. You need to be successful. You need to have lots of money. You need to have the perfect relationship. You need to have the right job. And then you will be happy. But guess what? When you get all the money you want, when you get the right job, when you get the right relationship, and you get all these things that you want, what happens? You're still not happy. Why is that? Because everything the mind strives for happiness is all external. And yes, when you win the lottery and you get $10 million, you're happy for a short period of time until you realize, well, yeah, but I don't have the right partner right now. Then you get the right partner and say, well, yeah, but then I don't have this. Then I don't have that. The mind is never satisfied. It always, always, always wants more because it believes it's not enough. It believes it's convinced you that you're not enough. And so you act out in the world in a way that people will approve of you, people will love you. Why? Because you don't believe that you're enough on your own. But I'm here to tell you, you are enough. But I'm not here to convince you of that. I'm simply here to help you to let go of all those stories, all those beliefs that would block you from realizing that truth. All self-realization all enlightenment is completely accepting life as it is, completely accepting yourself as it is, no resistance. When we say self realization, you're just simply realizing the truth of who you are, self realized. Eckhart Tolle describes awakening as when the mind and the awareness, the mind and the consciousness separate themselves. You recognize the separation. In other words, you come to a place in your life that you recognize you are not your thoughts. You are not the mind. And when you realize that, then whenever you have a thought, then you can recognize and realize you are not that thought. Therefore, the mind can say whatever it wants to say, it can think whatever it wants to think. You can simply be a witness of that thought and not be pulled in the drama of it. All these political thoughts and beliefs that draw you into the drama. Look what they did. Look what they did. If only they knew what I knew, then they would be happy. But who's saying that? Is the one who is saying that happy? No, you're not happy because you're judging someone else. You're judging something else. The mind is judging something else and someone else. It's judging you and it's judging everyone else. And it says, when they are like me, then I'll be happy. But that's not true because the mind is always saying you are not enough. And when one judgment is healed, there will be another 10 waiting for you because the mind is never satisfied. It's always in judgment, always. It's just like a giant recorder, that's all. It records all the experiences and then it labels them and says, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. And you've met the criteria here, that's good. You're good here, but you're not so good here. And as long as you're caught in the duality of the mind between good and bad, you will always be subjected to only temporary states of happiness at best, which is the same thing that's true of external happiness, right? You get all those things that you want, the money, the job, the relationship, you get everything that you want, but the mind wants more. Why? Because it's always judging and wanting more. It's never, ever enough. Is it possible to ever be enough? It's not if you look to the mind and you fall prey to the one that you think you are. You know that one that we call the personality, the self-image, the person, that one. That one that says, I need to do these things. I need to heal these things and then I can be at peace. Then I can be happy. That is a lie. That is a trap. That is a great big giant illusion. You need to pull back the curtain of Oz and see that that was an illusion and that what is true is that you've always had the ability to tap your slippers and go back home, return home. The Wizard of Oz is a wonderful, wonderful metaphor in so many ways. The dream that we believed was true, and then only to pull back the curtain to see that that too was an illusion. But then when you pull back the curtain and you realize it was all, you were behind the veil of illusion, you realize that you always had the ability to return home. What is that ability? What is the tapping of the three slippers? It's to realize that the illusion is that you have believed what the mind was saying was true. You have believed the dream. And I'm inviting you to let go of the dream, let go of the stories, let go of the conditioning and all the beliefs that you have carried that says, this is who I am, and this is what I need to be happy. So for right now, I'm just inviting you to let go of all of that and just click your heels and come back home to the truth of who you are, the one that is empty of ideas, the one that is even empty of intelligence and knowledge. And in that emptiness, you see that true wisdom, true intelligence, true knowledge has always been at your side. It's always been there for you, but you've looked to the mind for those things rather than looking to the source and truth of who you are, that God source of who you are one with. So, right now, I'm inviting you to let go of looking to the mind whatsoever. Can you do that just for this meditation? Stop looking to the mind for the solutions, for the answers, as if it knows what happiness is. It does not. It only has a belief, an idea, and a concept of what happiness is, and they're all false beliefs and ideas. At best, again, I say this, at best, you will only find temporary happiness when you look to the mind. You'll get a bit of happiness here, a bit there, a bit of peace here, a bit of God there, but you will never get the full enchilada. I love enchiladas. You want the full enchilada? I do. And I'm inviting you to join along with me. I'm going to say these words, but these words are not enough. You have to see this for yourself. I'm going to say the words that you are already whole and complete, that you already have everything you need to experience the peace, joy, love, and truth of who you are and God and your God essence and your oneness with God. But I'm just inviting you to go on this journey with me to empty out so fully and completely that you, the true you, sees the truth for itself. You see the truth for yourself, that you are already whole and complete, and that everything that you have been seeking, you are already that. And seeking is wonderful. It's gotten you to this point, but there comes a point in time that even the seeking has to be swallowed up by the truth of who you are, because seeking is making the assumption that there is something else you need to do, something else you need to wait for to be that truth that is you right now in this moment. Right now, right here, right now. You don't have to climb a mountain. You don't have to travel to India and hike up in the Himalayas and find a temple of monks. You are those monks. We're all in this together. You have access to Jesus and Buddha and Krishna and God and all the enlightened masters because you are that. They are you, you are them. Again, I am not asking you to believe me. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just inviting you to take a look for yourself. And right now, I'm inviting you to let go of anything that you're holding on to. There's nothing to hold on to. You don't need to hold on to, for sure, any of your material possessions. You don't need to hold on to your body. You don't need to hold on to life. You don't even need to hold on to God. Why do I say that? Not to get rid of these things, but to let go of your effort and you're trying to hold on to things. They are not here in your life, manifest in your life because you're holding on to them. They're here because your soul, your God essence, God and life see that this is exactly the experience you need to help awaken to the truth of who you are. It's not because you're holding on to them that you have them. It's because it's for your greatest good to awaken you to the truth of who you are. That is the reason that you have them. And I'm inviting you to let go of any effort or trying or doing just right now. Let go of all the effort. Let go of all the effort. And I'm also inviting you to let go of your needing life to be any different than what it is. Just for this meditation. I know. The mind is going to say, well, wait a minute, Brad. No, I do need these things to be different if I'm going to be happy. Would you be willing to just let that go or set it to the side just for this meditation, just even for a moment? Just even for a moment that you let go of everything. So just for a moment, you get a glimpse of that beautiful, perfect, whole truth that you are right now in this moment. Our mind has sold us a bill of goods, and it's not a good bill of goods. It's a false illusion, and the veil of illusion has been pulled over your eyes. Are you ready to wake up from the dream? Are you ready to experience the bliss and truth of who you are? And this is what it comes down to, a choice. Are you ready to be free? People talk about freedom, they talk about fighting for freedom. But I'm reminded of something Eckhart Tolle said: when you fight for something, you will always get a fight. And he also said, when you're fighting against the darkness, it's like punching your hands in a dark room at the darkness, when all you need to do is turn on the light. Are you ready to turn on the light? What is turning on the light? Turning on the light is to stop believing all these false thoughts and feelings and beliefs that your mind has convinced you are. To stop falling prey to this nonsense. Some awakened teachers would probably describe the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, that I'm not sure, it might have been written 3,000 or maybe 5,000 years ago, many years ago. But many sages believe it to be the most um, accurate and complete uh, transcript of awakening, fully awakening to the truth of who you are. The Ashayas, which is the tradition that I've kind of grown up with, the Ashaya Ascension, and they describe 3 levels of enlightenment. The first level is perpetual consciousness, meaning that you are always conscious and aware. And which means that if you have a thought, you can be conscious and aware of whatever thought it is, let it pass on by, and then stay rooted in the truth of who you are, the empty conscious awareness of who you are. And then there's exalted consciousness, that where you begin to recognize the higher truth of who you are, and you connect and align with the spiritual angels and teachers and the other side, if you will. And then there's unified consciousness, which is when you recognize that you are one with everything. You are everything. Some people call this Christ consciousness. My teacher, Sadashiva, called it unified consciousness. Unified consciousness, where you recognize your oneness with all. So in the book by Patanjali, the Yoga Sutras, the first words that Patanjali shares is, and now yoga. Yoga meaning union, union with God, union with the divine, union with all, union with one, as one. Why does Patanjali say, and now yoga? He says that because when you're done looking for joy and peace and love and all these external pleasures in the world, when you're done looking for happiness outside of yourself, then he says, and now yoga. So I'm saying to you, perhaps you're here right now in this meditation because you are done looking for the external pleasures. There's nothing wrong with external pleasures, but they're also only temporary. Okay? They're only temporary. I'm offering you a an eternal joy, an eternal peace, an eternal love, and eternal truth. And I'm simply saying, and now yoga. Are you ready to go beyond the external and turn within to that beautiful truth that you already are? Sadashiva, my teacher, Maharishi Sadashiva Asham. even saying his name. I feel the blessings of his name, that he would bless me right now in my heart. Sadashiva once said, when a student asked him, can you tell me about surrender? And he said, what else is there? What else is there? Ultimately, it's about letting go of everything we are not so that we may be that which we truly are. That's what surrender is. And he also said that you there is nothing that you need to give up, but you need to be willing to surrender it all. I'm paraphrasing. The exact quote escapes me right now, but essentially he was saying, "Oh, what is it that you need to give up? Nothing. What must you be willing to give up? Everything. And by giving up everything, you get to experience everything because there's no resistance to life." And I will say one other thing that he said: the path of the sage is ruthless. There simply are no boundaries. And you will find this true for all the awakened teachers that are truly awakened, not just in perpetual or exalted, but in unified or Christ conscious. They will say this. Muji has said it. Sadashiva has said it. Krishnamurti has said it. Krishnamurti said, as he spoke to an audience, he said, I have a secret to tell you. And as he whispered this lightly, everyone leaned in to hear what he had to say. And he said, I don't care what happens to me. I don't care what happens to me. When you are so fully surrendered into life, so fully surrendered into God, so fully surrendered into the beautiful truth that you already are, you know that every single thing that is presented to you is exactly what you need to experience. And Sadashiva said, there is not one single hair out of place in the universe. It is exactly the way it needs to be. And the more you explore with that, but especially the more you have trust and faith in that truth, what is there to fight or resist against life? Please hear that. When you are fully surrendered into life, into God, into the truth of who you are, there's no longer nothing to fight or resist with life. And that is the description of peace, right? Stress is wanting life to be different than what it is. Peace is when you are not fighting against life whatsoever. You are so fully surrendered that no matter what God gives you, you simply say, thank you. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your grace to bring this teaching to me. And I see that my mind is fighting this teaching. I see that it's fighting it. But me, I am the one who is conscious and aware of that fight. I am the one who is conscious and aware of that struggle. I am the one who is conscious and aware that my mind wants to get rid of this lesson. It judges it as bad or wrong, and it's blaming someone else or something else because it doesn't want to take responsibility that this is exactly the way it needs to be. And those things that you judge as bad or wrong in the world are the very things that are here to awaken you by saying, I'm noticing, I'm aware that my mind doesn't like this thing. I'm noticing that my mind wants to get rid of this. I'm noticing that I'm praying to God to say, Father, 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 please, I don't like this. Help me get out of this. But the truth of who you are says, Father, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I see that my mind is troubled. I see that my person, this idea and story of who I think I am, is troubled. But I see the truth of who I am as a witness to those troubles. And I am not I am not buying into the troubles. I am simply observing them and in gratitude that they are here to help me to let go of these false beliefs, these false stories that have blocked me from recognizing the beautiful truth that I already am. And that's why there are no boundaries. That's why when you fully trust and have faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to, you see that there's nothing left but to be aware and be grateful for every single thing that is given to you. Every single thing that is given to you. And that is not only peace, that is gratitude, that is joy, that is love. And that is God, where we are so immersed in this present moment that there is not one single thing that we are fighting against. Okay, you have just gotten the juiciest juices that I can possibly offer. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I get to be a part of this. And my heart is so full right now. So grateful to God. I'm so grateful for all the teachers that have come forth to share their love, their blessings, their grace with you right now. And so, right now, I invite you to open up your heart, open up your mind, and just be so fully empty of anything, any stories, any beliefs, that only God's grace and love and the sage's grace and love could fall upon you right now in this moment. And right now, I just invite you to rest in this peace, rest in the stillness of who you are. There's nothing you need to do, there's nowhere you need to go. And if your mind gets busy and starts judging or blaming, let it judge or blame. Let it have anger. Let it have even hatred. Let it do what the mind is going to do. You are not that. You are simply the witness to that. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you receive what I'm saying? The mind can say whatever it wants to say, it can feel however it wants to feel. It can be the worst of thoughts, the worst of feelings. You are not that. You are simply the witness to that. That's all you are. The formless, non physical witness to that. It doesn't require your mind, it doesn't require your body to be conscious and aware of the thoughts and feelings that come from the mind. Whatever thoughts, whatever feelings, whatever perceptions, even the actions, you are a witness to the actions. And my person has gotten confused over this. Well, wait a minute. I'm choosing right now. I have this sugar addiction. That's a story, by the way. I have this sugar addiction, and right now, if I choose this piece of chocolate cake, I know it's going to be detrimental to my health because I have proof that that has happened, that I have not felt well after doing that. Who is doing it? Is it the pure emptiness, your pure God essence that is choosing that piece of chocolate cake? Or is it the idea, the belief that you are addicted to that chocolate cake, and the story and the idea that it is not healthy for you, and the story and the idea that I have to have this? Who has to have it? Does your true self has to have it? Have to have it? That's hard to say, evidently. So when the actions are taken from your person, the one who says, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I should do, this is what I'm going to do because I have to do this, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do. Your true self doesn't function from a place of right and wrong. It in fact, it's not even a functioning self. It is a witnessing self. But consciousness expresses itself through you, so that it can take action through you. And you, the truth of who you are, is a non physical, formless, shapeless witness to that action. No matter what the action is, no matter whether your mind or person would judge the action as good or bad, you, the truth of who you are, is simply a witness to that action. Well, we've certainly got a lot of information that has flowed through, but it's more, of course, more than information. It's an invitation for you to let go of everything that you are not, so that only that which you are remains. And so if you anything you can think of, all your past, all your memories, even all the things that you would judge as bad, and all the things that you would judge as good, because again, remember that you are beyond the good and bad. Love is a natural expression that flows through the truth of who you are. And I don't even want you to get caught in the label that you are love. Let go of all labels, even the good ones that your mind would judge as good, so that you are beyond labels, and pure God essence can flow through you, which is naturally joy, naturally peace, naturally love. But don't believe me on that. Empty out so fully and completely, you see it for yourself. So right now, I just invite you just to come back to this present moment, and just come back to being aware of your breath. And you recognize that you don't need to do anything with the breath. The body is breathing all by itself. Remember, you are a witness to all the functions, all the actions. So just be a witness to the breath. You are not the breath. You are a witness to the breath. You are not the thoughts. You are a witness to the thoughts. And if you believe the thoughts, if your person believes the thoughts, the idea of who you think you are, if it believes the thoughts, then there will be a feeling that comes along with the thought. And if it's a so-called negative thought, it will be a negative feeling. If it's a so-called good thought, it will be a so-called good feeling. You are a witness to all of it. And you don't need anything physical to witness that. You don't need the mind, you don't need the body. You are conscious and aware that you exist. It's that same conscious awareness that can recognize and be a witness to the thoughts, the feelings, the perceptions, and the actions. So I was saying earlier, if your mind gets busy, let it be as busy as it wants to be. Just be a witness to that busyness. That's all. Be a witness to that busyness. And then come back to the present moment, back to being aware of your breath as it gently comes in and gently flows out. And if your mind is drifted, just allow the thoughts to gently and effortlessly flow on by. Just allow them to flow on by and come back to the present moment. Come back to being aware of your breath. And, and if your mind has drifted, once again, just coming back to the present moment, coming back home to who you are, the witness, the observer, without needing to fix or change anything, at least for right now. Just let go of your need to fix or change your life, others' lives, the world. Let go of all resistance and just rest in the peace of this moment. And I'm going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. But if you would like to continue meditating, please mute or turn your device off. And thank you so much for joining. I greatly appreciate you being here and sharing this time with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you who are ready to finish, just taking in a nice deep breath, filling up your lungs, just re energizing this physical form that gets you around so generously in this life. And just stretching, moving your body, and taking your time. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. And I'm happy that there's some more people joining today. So thanks everybody for joining. If you want to make comments on YouTube or Facebook, please feel free to do so. I'm going to go over to Facebook right now, and just say hi. And if anybody wants to make any comments, let's see, Michelle. Thank you, Brett. Enjoy peace in the moment. I will, my friend. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining. And I know there's some other people. We got 5 people on Facebook right now. So if anybody else wants to say hi, or if you have any questions or comments, feel free to do that as well. And I'm going to just swing back over to YouTube, and I don't see anything over there. So I think that's about it. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see, Marianne Stackpool. Hi, Marianne. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. My pleasure. So glad to have you join with me for this. I truly am. Thank you. It's just nice to meditate with other people. I'm going to do it either way. Nobody started with me, but there were 6 people when we finished. So so it's nice to have everybody joining in. So, okay, my friends, thank you. I will be on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So, namaste. Have a beautiful day.